This is terrible. I'm so scared. Oh boy. I'm so scared. You sent me. Oh, I gotta do a Zoom link. Okay, cool.
Pat Ricard, Project Pat, Pancake Pat.
Pancake Pat. Great guy.
Love this guy, absolutely. Pancake Pat eats a lot of pancakes, makes a lot of pancakes.
Pat Ricard and no more pancakes. Project Pat, Pancake Pat.
Great person, great human being.
The best fullback in the NFL.
Pat got good taste in music too.
This guy.
I don't think anything has to be said about him.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, dude?
What's up, dude? How are you?
I'm good, man. Just trying to enjoy the day, Pat Ricard, NFL fullback for the Baltimore Ravens.
So, what made you want to start playing football as a whole?
I didn't play football until about fifth, sixth grade. My older brother played, and my friends played, and I played a couple of years at Pop Warner, and then high school and on. So that's probably I started a little bit later. Didn't really love football, but it was my friends and my brother that really got me into it.
Does anything ever get in the way of you playing football, like outside of football?
There's not too much that gets in the way of football. I'm at a point in my life where football is the main priority for me. It's my family first and then football. So if things happen to my family, a death or big moments like a birth or something like that, I think would take precedent over football. But other than that, it's one of my main priorities in my life.
So, what made you choose the fullback position?
I was actually an undrafted defensive lineman out of college, and coaches asked me to get some reps at fullback. And I have a really humble background from a small town. A lot of people don't really make it big, I guess, quote unquote, make, professional in sports and things like that. And I'm an undrafted rookie, so I'm just trying to do whatever I could to make the team. And, if it was to play fullback, it was to play fullback. It's kind of one of those things that it chose me. I didn't really choose it. And, everything happens for a reason. And, I think it's all worked out so far. Every day I just try to better myself in any way possible. So like regardless of football, I think, I don't do it for anybody else. I do it for myself. I think that's the biggest thing is, people have different motivations. For me, it's just like, I'm trying to better myself in different areas of my life. And also just, I'm doing things for me, I guess.
Woo, I caught a ball, yeah. I did it.
But do you think that fullbacks are underappreciated and underused in some cases?
I do. I think the game's changing in terms of how fullbacks can be used and how they should be used in today's, modern offenses. You see a lot more quarterback-driven systems, a lot more athletic quarterbacks to where they can run the ball, and I think, they can really utilize a fullback. But at the same time, there's tight ends that can do the job just as well, and I think that's kind of what's happened is, tight ends can block and, also run routes and, are big guys, so, they might not use fullbacks as much. But I hope that how I'm used can really motivate other offenses or even players to want to play the position to where they can be used in similar ways. I think fullbacks are great in any offense, but at the same time I understand why they're not used. And some teams want to pass the ball a lot more, and when that happens, I think you just have to find the right players to play the fullback position and just use them the right way. And I think Baltimore's done a great job with me, with Juszczyk and other guys to where hopefully you kind of see it trending, moving forward. I think, at the end of the day, just know your value, know your morals, and, maybe the person that you're working for or with, maybe they don't utilize or appreciate your worth or your value, but that doesn't mean that somebody else won't. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody else might see like, wow, like this person does this and that, like that's really impressive, but the person that that you're associated with might not. So at the end of the day, just like understand your worth and your value, and I think that's the biggest thing. It's just like it comes within. It is unfortunate when people bust their butts, and they should be getting the praise and all that stuff that comes with it, but sometimes it'll come. Just stay patient, keep working, and put your head down, and you never know what will happen.
One of your best games was against the Minnesota Vikings in 2021, where you had a touchdown drive that was just you, where you had 3 receptions for 35 yards and a touchdown. For what you remember, how does that make you feel that you're being used that much during a touchdown drive?
it was pretty special. I don't really run many routes, so I'm usually like a check down option, and so for me to get a string of balls thrown at me, making catches and getting yards for the team and ultimately scoring on fourth down to get back in the game, it was a big moment for me.
Jackson, back to the fullback, it's McCall again, touchdown! One of the best drives of Patrick Ricard's career.
When I do get the ball sometimes, it's pretty sweet. It's definitely, like you said, probably one of the bigger drives of my career. I had some pretty cool Instagram posts about it. I said wide receiver 1, and I know a lot of fans, took that however they wanted to. But yeah, it's cool whenever you can help your team, and especially a guy like me who doesn't get the ball that often. It's a really cool moment.
Drive, nice job.
Feed the man, feed the man.
That was huge. Big dog, yes sir. Good job, man.
Do you see yourself playing anywhere else in the future?
For like another team?
Yeah.
I mean, not as of right now. I'm trying to be a Raven for life. I love this area. I love the team. I've been here since my whole career has been in Baltimore. So as long as they want me here, I want to be here. So I'm going to year 7. I have, I signed my new contract last offseason for 3 years. So I'm going to year 2 of 3. So, hopefully finish this deal out and get another one done, and then, see what happens after that. But I'm just really focused on this year and just worried about really tomorrow. I just take it one day at a time. So, but yeah, definitely want to stay here for the rest of my career if I can.
I agree, man. You're definitely, like I said, the last fullback that we had that was used to full potential was Kyle Juszczyk, and then you came running up, and then here you are, and you're still being used, and it's great to see. You balling out every year. We're always rooting for you. Everybody's on Twitter. We're live tweeting, and every time you do something, whether it's a block or you get a touchdown, Twitter just goes batshit crazy, and I'm I love it. I live for it. It's great. So we definitely want you in Baltimore. We want you to be a Raven for life for sure. Absolutely. So, what is your go-to game day song?
I get asked this a lot. I don't really listen to music that much. A lot of I'll kind of try to vibe off of energy in the locker room from just being around the guys who are either singing terribly or just getting warmed up or whatever it is. But usually for me, if I have nerves and stuff, I don't want to play pump up music, because it doesn't get me pumped up. Like I said, I find motivation in different things versus just music or speeches. It doesn't really do anything for me, I guess. So I try to find something that comforts me, if that makes sense. So I'll play music that I listen to all the time. So Mac Miller or Russ. Those 2 rappers where I guess my answer is Mac Miller or Russ, but I'm not playing it to get pumped up or motivated. It's more to kind of calm my nerves, if anything.
Who do you say controls the vibe of the locker room for the Ravens?
You asked me for a player?
Yeah, a player.
Yeah. It's kind of changed from years to year, of who's here. I would say last year, Calais Campbell had a big voice. Now he's gone. So it's I'm not sure. And, we're just in OTAs the first week. And, Lamar's been a big, part of the culture. And hopefully he's going to be signing back here. I know he's got franchise tag, but you don't know how all that's going to work out. You know what I'm saying? So when Mark Ingram was here with the whole big trust and all that stuff, he was a big guy, a big part of it.
Big trust. Woo woo. Lamar Jackson in the flesh. Yes, sir.
Right now I'm just going to think of a vet that's just kind of been here for a while. I think Marlon Humphrey. I think, he's got a big personality. He's been here, just as long as I've been. So probably him, probably Justin Tucker. He's a very vocal guy and likes to, mess around. He's been here forever. So maybe, Marlon or Tucker. Probably 2 good guys.
And one final question. Is it true that Greg Roman really had you lined up as a wide receiver?
All right, listen. Okay, I'm gonna. Here we go. Ready? Yes, I was lining up, but I was not lining up as a wide receiver. It's not like I'm standing there and running all of these routes. What I would do is I would line up in the slot and I would motion, and then I would kick out the defensive end, or I would motion and I would pass protect, or I would be out in the slot and I would go and block a corner or a DB for a receiver that's getting a screen pass or whatever. The only routes I would ever run from the slot or something would be a little flat route. That was it. But I don't know if fans fully understand that. You know, they just see me in the slot and they're like, oh, there's Pat running routes, or they see the number of me being in the slot. Because I remember when I was a free agent last year, I posted a thing of my stats of where I was lining up, just to show how versatile I am and how I'm used more than just a fullback. Because I do play a lot of tight end in the offense, so it's like I'm just trying to say, hey, like I do a lot more than just a typical fullback, and I line up here, I do this and that, and fans were like, oh my God, Ricard's taking away reps from our wide receivers, he's running all these routes. And none of that's true. You know, I'm just being utilized in different ways because I have the ability to block in space, and I'm 300 pounds, 6'3". I think you want me blocking DBs in space for you versus someone like, you know, any of our receivers, for instance. You know, I think you'd rather have me out there blocking, and I'm able to do it at a high level. So, fans can say whatever they want. You know, that's why they're fans at the end of the day. Yeah, it's pretty funny, but definitely got a little frustrating, I think, towards the end of the year. And I think, a lot of the heat came because people were just, had their opinions about Giro and how he was using me. So, like, it kind of started getting on me a little bit, and I started to get off of social media a little bit just because it was getting a little crazy, people were saying.
It's definitely crazy, and I always saw it was just like funny at the time because obviously, like, we know most people like say like Greg Roman's like offense is primarily like a run first, and we don't really not saying we don't utilize wide receivers, we don't use them often. It's just we like to run the ball a lot, and like that's just how like Greg Roman was. So when it came to like, we've had plenty of wide receivers throughout the years. Like we had Hollywood, now we had Rashad Bateman, then we had like Sammy Watkins come in for like a little bit, or even like DeMarcus Robinson. Everybody was like, it was just funny seeing everybody be like, great, Marquise Brown lost his job, Rashad Bateman lost his job. Like everybody was just making like those jokes. It's just people are relentless, man. They just do whatever. They'll just,
a lot of trolls online.
Oh my God.
Gotta ignore them.
There you go.
Ignore them, whatever.
I think that pretty much wraps up everything here. Again, I greatly appreciate you for taking the time out of your day to do this with me. It means the world to me. So, but yeah, again, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it, man.
Of course, bro.
Very excited to see you ball out this year. I hope get at least a touchdown this year. I'm looking forward to it. So, but yeah, man, I'll try to go to the game. I don't know. You might see me up somewhere in the nosebleeds. You'll be fine. But
all right.
But yeah, man, I appreciate it.
Of course. All right, bro. Have a good one. All right.
You too, man. I appreciate it.